A few days ago, I saw some images passed around about what was called the Twitter Trust and Safety Council. At first, I thought this was just a troll image or something that was completely made up to instantly bring up images of Orwell's 1984. I thought to myself, there's absolutely no way any company could be stupid enough to actually name something that close to the fucking Ministry of Truth. And then I saw Twitter's official post on it. And I remembered why I have no faith in humanity. The second thing I thought, after I woke up from my stupidity-induced coma, was I remembered that about 6 months ago I had seen an image of what were the Twitter reports for channel reports or tweet reports. One of the boxes that you could check off was different opinion or disagreeing opinion or however Twitter phrased it. And everyone, including myself, said, no, what that is that's a junk indicator. If you have that checked off, it just automatically goes into junk. There is no way on earth Twitter actually uses that as some real report. It's not going to happen. And now, because of the Trust and Safety Council, and particularly because of several groups that are on the Trust and Safety Council, I'm looking back at that and going, maybe they actually were using that for real. Do you have any idea how fucking scary it is that I actually am starting to think that was real? That is disturbing on levels that I cannot accurately describe. This has been going nuts a bit lately, I've noticed. Back in the 90s, there was the rampant cry of, won't someone please think of the children? Insert HelenLovejoy.jpg here. And now it seems to be, won't someone please think of my safety? It's kind of amazing, really, how these PC cries for protection or censorship in the name of whatever, they change, but they remain amazingly the same. And I wish I was exaggerating when I say this. I'm not. Facebook does this. They will happily censor anything any government entity asks them to. Not just our own country's government, any country government in the world. And it's not tell, it's ask. They don't even have to force Facebook to. They will happily do it. Reddit has been censoring anything they deem as bad, left, right, and center. That's been going on for months. YouTube. YouTube has had a hilarious one. There's on the front page is a kind of a questionnaire thing. Do you find this offensive? And it's videos or pages or whatever. I'm waiting for YouTube's to get even bigger. It's going to happen. I see all this, and I think to myself, just a generation ago, we had the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And now, we have pleas for safety everywhere on the internet. I have a serious question in regards to that. How coddled are you that you think you need to be protected when you willingly choose to go on a social media site. I need to know this. Online violence is not real. Let me shatter your worldview at first with that. It doesn't exist. By every definition that we have right now, it can't exist. Threats of violence online, yes, those can exist. Actual acts of violence online cannot, in the way that they are being described, exist. Words do not cause physical harm. I don't know why I have to even say that, but apparently I do. Let me give you a couple of examples on this. Last week or the week before, I saw a person on Twitter who was proudly talking about their block list that consisted of over 200,000 people. Let me put that into perspective a bit. Twitter, according to their own recent post, said that they have 320 million users. 200,000 is roughly 0.07% of the user base. I only had to go 2 decimal places. If your block list on a social media site is larger than most American cities, you might be doing it wrong. You might want to stop and think, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the common denominator here. The other example I'll give is myself, actually. For about a week and a half, I had 2 different instances of this. I'm going to call it brigading because I don't know how to accurately describe it any other way without going into like a 5-minute long description of it. So I'm just going to use that word. I don't like to, but it will immediately tell you the kind of the way it happened. Over the course of a week and a half, I had 2 different brigades where people just went to my videos and downvoted pretty much every single one of them that they could find. On each of those days, I had more than 40 downvotes. Now, my channel is so non-existent. I think I get something in the ballpark of 30, maybe 40 upvotes in a month. These were 2 separate days where each day I had more than 40 downvotes in just that one day. So yes, I know that was a brigade. And again, I hate using that word. What was my reaction to that? I fucking laughed. I laughed that people were so pathetic and they were so thin-skinned that they just randomly found some channel that was disagreeing with their worldview, and they had to go through and downvote each and every single video that disagreed with that. There are downvotes on videos from a year and a half ago during those brigades. It makes me laugh. I don't give a shit. I honestly don't. It's kind of sad, honestly, that people can't take disagreement at all. And anyone that disagrees with them, they have to punish like that. And if YouTube ends up devolving like all these other social media sites, because let's face it, YouTube is a social media, then it's going to do the same thing. Those kind of downvote brigades, again, I really hate that term, would be deemed as offensive and bannable. I wouldn't want anyone to do that. If you don't like my shit, okay, that's your opinion. I don't give a crap. I don't do this for a living, so maybe my opinion is a bit different on that. I just do this to put my thoughts out into the void of the internet. And if you don't like it, yeah, I'll talk with you about it if you leave a comment. And if you don't like it to the point where you just put a downvote, hey, I can understand. I'm not going to please everybody. No human being alive can do that. My opinions are different than yours. Oh well. I'm not going to see that and cry. It's just this. Maybe I'm just so out of it that I don't understand the mentality behind all these kind of things anymore. And maybe social media is changing to where they want to cater to people that are so thin-skinned and coddled. It's like the education system. It's like a lot of businesses themselves, everything. They seem to cater to the lowest common denominator because that's easier than catering to people with half a brain. I wish I was just being cynical when I said that, but that actually is how it is anymore. It's kind of pathetic. I really hope that this just blows up in Twitter's face. Well, I know it is going to blow up in their face, but I hope it blows up like spectacularly. I know that the hashtag RIP Twitter was trending for the longest time because of this. But I know that it's going to fail if Twitter actually tries to make this Trust and Safety Council work. But I really hope they try and make it work. And I want to see just this gigantic explosion from Twitter. And I want that to be sort of a wake-up call to other social media sites that this idea of coddling people and protecting them will never work. I could give examples from history to show that doing the exact opposite is actually the good thing. The Ku Klux Klan. They were never censored. They had horrible opinions about everything, and they were never censored. Hell, the exact opposite was done with them. There were reporters who had gotten their way into these meetings, usually undercover under different aliases, pretending to be Ku Klux Klan members, and they gotten into the highest rankings of the Klan members, Klan meetings. And what happened was they took notes and reported on what that Klan meeting of the week was through the Superman radio show that was going on. Every week they had a Superman defeats the Klan style episode where they actually detailed what the Klan's plans were in that episode. They spread that information everywhere. And do you know what came of it? Everyone, except for basically Klan members themselves, think that the Klan is just the worst of the worst. The Westboro Baptist Church here in America, they get spread, respread, triple spread, everything they do, everywhere. And do you know what comes of that? People don't agree with them. They point to them, laugh, and say they are some of the foulest human beings to ever exist. Scientology. There has been one group that has wanted to censor any kind of thing about Scientology. I'll give you a second to guess who that was. Go ahead, guess. If you said Scientologists themselves, congratulations, you get an internet cookie. The only people who have ever wanted any discussion of Scientology censored were Scientologists. That should tell you something right there. The rest of society knows how bad Scientology is because it does not get censored. Scientologists want any discussion of Scientology censored so that they can control what is being said about Scientology and how it is presented. Are you sensing a pattern here? Censoring bad ideas doesn't fix shit. It's actually the opposite. Let those bad ideas flow freely so that people can look at them and say, that is fucking stupid. That's how you do things in the right way. You don't censor things you find offensive or that someone else finds offensive or bad or of a disagreeing opinion. You let them exist, and the world will look at it and say if it's bad or not. Stop trying to protect people. You can't. It's impossible. All you do when you do these kind of things is make it appear as if they might be right. And that is kind of scary. Maybe I'll look back on this in 2-3 years and I'll just laugh at myself for being paranoid about this. I hope that's the case. I've seen so much shit happening the last few months, year, from all these social media sites that's kind of leading me to believe otherwise. I'm hoping I'm wrong. This has been Math Machine just rambling about how Twitter, but social media in general, has gone to hell. Peace out.